everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about my baby boy's 13th month update. It's super exciting because his personality is finally shining through and I can't wait to share this one with you. In case you're new here, my name is Alina Ghost and I post videos around motherhood, bilingual family living and my dog as well. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to consider subscribing and hitting that bell button so that you're notified when my videos go live. Apart from that, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up and let's get to it. My baby boy is called Aiden. He is 13 months old and he is such a little cutie, and that's why I can't wait to share this with you. It's super exciting because he has developed so much. Not only is he walking and running and trying to jump, he loves a bit of dancing too, but now he's actually starting to talk and you can clearly see he's got that understanding of a conversation. I ask him to do something and he has the understanding of doing it, or still doing it when I'm telling him not to, and then having a little cheeky grin because he's doing something naughty and that he shouldn't. Anyway, I'm going to go through my list and I've got about 10 things that I'm going to talk about. So this first one I've actually sort of mentioned already, and that's around him walking and running. So he loves being on his feet. It probably runs in the family because it's very difficult to get me to sit down, and it's no surprise therefore that he loves the outdoors. He loves walking around, he loves running around, he loves adventure and finding new things to pull out and put in his mouth mostly, but more on that later. But apart from that, he's running from room to room and he's a very energetic little boy. He enjoys a bit of dancing as well. We've noticed that with a certain toy, he loves to pull it around, get that music going, and then he jiggles to it. And then we've noticed that he taps his feet as well. So he copied this off one of his uncles. So he actually learned how to tap his feet, and I guess it's a way of dancing, isn't it? It's just bobbing from side to side, moving his feet, and he's definitely doing that. So he's definitely dancing and he absolutely enjoys a bit of music with that. Something that's also is the fact that when he turned 1 in March, his grandparents actually gifted him a huge swing for the outdoors. So that is something that he loves doing. When I mentioned the fact that he loves the outdoors, he enjoys our garden very much because now we have a swing. We have a trampoline from our neighbours as well that gifted us kindly with that, and it's so fun. He absolutely loves bouncing around in the trampoline and just getting his footing. He's not quite there yet with the jumping, but he's certainly trying to move up and down, and he's watching how others are doing it, so how I'm jumping, and he's enjoying that movement for sure. And then when it comes to the swing, he's just loving the motion. And what's interesting is the fact that it's probably the only place that I noticed him sitting down without moaning. So he's actually enjoying swinging and sitting there without wanting to be moving about and being his usual energetic self. And that's super cool because he's now enjoying our garden. If you wanted to check that out, actually I did a whole garden makeover on that, so I will make sure to pop a link up just in case you wanted to watch how our makeover is, how it went, and also how the trampoline and the swing look together. Talking about the trampoline and swing, actually, we went to the playground for the first time ever. Obviously it's been locked down, so it's been recommended to stay away from them, but now that lockdown is easing, we ended up going to the playground and he absolutely loves it. There's one of those, I think it's called a roundabout. It's the one that you have to push in order for it to move, and he absolutely loved that one. He accidentally figured out how to make it move by leaning on it, and I thought that was so clever. And then he ended up just moving it and playing with it, and of course he didn't jump onto the roundabout, but when I sat him in there he enjoyed it nonetheless, and he didn't mind it going a little bit faster than just a walking pace. So that was super fun. So I think we're on number 4, and that's when I wanted to update you guys around the kinds of toys that he plays with. So not only does he like the trampoline and the swings, I think I think that's less of a toy, isn't it? Perhaps it is, but it's more like a playground furniture type of thing in my opinion. But when it comes to playing with toys, something that he absolutely loves is a ball. It doesn't matter what shape, what size, what material, but he loves kicking a ball, he loves throwing a ball, he chases the ball, and it's probably one of the only toys that he's able to occupy himself with around the room without wanting some attention or involvement from us parents. He's definitely a footballer in the making, and he's a West Ham football supporter whether he likes it or not, so he is definitely going to be used to being disappointed very often. Apart from that, he actually likes to play with shapes and different puzzle pieces. So firstly, he loves, we've got a bus where you put the shapes into it. So the bus is made out of plastic, but it's got the shapes in, so that you've got the little shapes and that you have to push them through and put them into the bus. And he absolutely loves that toy. And even though he can't actually put the shape in on his own, when I help him out and he's actually holding the shape and pushing it in with his little finger, it's actually something that he's really enjoyed. You can see it because clearly he's got like a smile on his face and he giggles. So that's something that he's enjoying at the moment. The other thing that he likes is actually a busy board. So something that his auntie and family, so granddad helped out and everybody else, actually put together like a board with like a knocker, there's like zips, there's like Velcro and a couple of other things as well, but he's absolutely loving just sitting there and playing with it. I've not seen him concentrate so much on a toy, so this is really lovely to see. And I like the fact that he actually goes to that toy without me prompting it as well. So it's something that we grab in the car too to keep him occupied, because he doesn't really like sitting down, as I've mentioned. He doesn't like being in the car for long periods of time. So this definitely is a great way to distract him, and I definitely recommend it if you've got a kid around this age, because it's definitely a lot of fun. I don't know if I should include it because technically it's not a toy, but he likes to play with my watering can and my gardening tools as well. So I definitely think he's a gardener in the making. He loves to actually smell and sniff the flowers, the pots that we've put together, and he's helping me out with like potting the plants, and he's just loving the outdoors, as I've mentioned. So it's no surprise that he's gardening alongside me and actually watering the plants as well. Next is a quick routine update. So I wanted to let you guys know that now that I'm working full-time, Aiden has started nursery, so he now does 2 afternoons a week. So we started off slow because I wanted to see how he'd react, but actually he's absolutely loving it, and he didn't mind leaving me for that period of time because he seems to be socializing with everybody else and enjoying the different things that he's doing there. We were told that he played with like the sensory board, I think they said that they've got. He loved the outdoors as well at the nursery, and apparently he was inseparable with this other child, and apparently he wouldn't take food from the ladies. It had to be from this child, but that was only one. So that's really interesting, the fact that he's already made a friendship there, and that's super cute. Apart from nursery though, he sees his nanny and granddad quite a lot, so they are his sole babysitters at the moment. They see him most of the time during the week and look after him whilst Chris and I go to work, so that is awesome. He absolutely loves it. He clearly also enjoys seeing his auntie and uncles quite regularly, and basically Nanny is one of his favourite people for sure as well. The other update I was going to give you guys on was the fact that we are down to 1 feed a night. So it's probably not something that we will keep for longer, but I do think that it's really lovely for me and for him that we have been able to continue on like our breastfeeding journey, because I feel like it's brought us together and keeps our relationship sort of similar or the same when I'm still working full time. I feel like it made the transition so much easier, and I'm so grateful for that. Yes, he still wakes up a couple of times a night, and not just for breastfeeding, so I'm hoping that as he grows older that is just going to get easier. Talking about nighttime though, a couple of days ago he woke up around 3 a.m. and he just wouldn't settle, wouldn't go back to sleep. Annoyingly and typically it was when I was going into the office for work, and it was a Monday, so quite a busy day anyway, and he ended up waking up, and I woke up, obviously I only had 4 hours of sleep, and he just wouldn't settle. So clearly something was bothering him, and we found out what that was in the morning. So something that Daddy found in his poop was that he had eaten a metal nail with the plastic bit attached. So if you know the cable tidy, that was attached to the nail, and he seemed to have swallowed it and we didn't notice it. So at some point in the weekend he ate it and we didn't know, and that was bothering him the whole night. So that is horrible. Not only is it horrible to think that it went through his system, but as I was telling my other half, that I would be worried if I'd swallow something like that. Like, how did it pass through his system? And he's okay now, touch wood. Like, we had poopies, but we didn't have any bleeding. He seemed to be himself straight afterwards. So luckily, it didn't seem like it did any internal damage. And oh my goodness, when we did see that, I just wanted to cry, because it was just so horrible to think that that went through his system. Anyway, I just wanted to give a few tips to anybody who's going through the same thing, and that's, if you do know that your baby has swallowed something, please do seek medical attention. Make sure to speak to a GP or midwife or anybody that you can, and basically go to A&E if anything, and watch out for vomiting, watch out for any bleeding, especially when they like go to number 2. I think it's important to keep an eye out on how they're doing. So do they have a stomachache, how are they feeling, and anything else, just anything out of the ordinary, just make sure to check it out, please, because this could have ended so badly. But touch wood, he seems to be himself, and actually I think we are so lucky that he survived. I know it's quite dramatic, but I really do feel like it's a very close encounter. Something that I've been trying to keep going whilst working, and thankfully because I work from home I'm able to juggle these things, and that's things like swimming and baby classes. So the class that we've been going to is called Heartbeats, and that is like singing, that's like rhymes, puppets, massages it started off with as well. There's bubbles, there's interactive things, but most of all I love the fact that he gets to speak or rather interact with other babies as well. He's definitely an inquisitive little chap, and he enjoys chatting or conversing, or like, I don't know, baby chatting to other kids as well. Swimming is super fun. We try and go to this every fortnight, and he absolutely loves like being in the water now, which is awesome. We started doing this actually last year before lockdown and had to stop, unfortunately, but now that we're back, he actually didn't seem like he's forgotten much. He's loving playing around with the toys, so from the buckets to the balls to like the floating ducks, but he's also remembering how to kick his feet. He doesn't mind having his face in the water, and we're learning how to blow bubbles as well. So it's plenty of fun, and I know that he's enjoying it and I'm loving it too. A little bit of exercise. A couple of last things that I wanted to mention, and that's that he's pointing to things now. So he's pointing and then he's saying ooh, ooh, as if he like is trying to say, I want this, like I want to drink, or I want this toy, I want to go there. And that's super lovely, that's super cute. I'm absolutely loving the fact that he's able to interact with us that way. And although his speech isn't quite there yet, he's actually able to use his movements and understands that if he does certain things, we will react in a certain way. So that's super cool in his development. So the thing that I'm going to finish up with is the fact that he's starting to talk. And I can't tell you how excited this makes me feel, because I'm so glad that he's able to develop his speech and doesn't have any issues just yet, touch wood, even though he's bilingual. So we're speaking Russian and English, so it means that he's got 2 languages in his head going on there, right? So it's so lovely to see that despite the confusion that some people might think that he has or might have, he is speaking same words. So he can say things like tea, so he's like pointing at a cup of tea and then saying tea. Clearly a British family. He also says mama, dada, nana. Something super cute as well that he's able to do is say please, but instead of saying please, he sort of says like tea. So I know that it's tea again, but it's a different intonation in my opinion. So it sounds more like tea, like longer, whereas tea is like tea, if that makes sense. So the other T sound that he says is actually for his toothbrush, because he's now doing his teeth and brushing his teeth. We give him his own little toothbrush as well as use another one to actually brush his teeth. So we use a toothpaste, either an ordinary one from Tesco or a Forever Living one that's like aloe vera but mint flavoured, and it seems absolutely fine. He doesn't mind either actually, so he absolutely loves the process. We've taught him to say ah when we're brushing his teeth as well, so that's super cute. So what I'm going to finish up with is the fact that yes, he knows who mama is. Yay! He's able to actually point at photos and say this is mama, this is dada, but he's also saying mama now because dada was like probably his first word. That's like the first thing that he learned. But now excitingly, he now is saying mama, and I'm super happy. It definitely gives me a warm feeling in my heart because he's able to like give me a kiss and say mama as well, and I always give him a cuddle afterwards. So that is our 13th month update. There's so much that's changed and progressed. I'm so proud of my baby boy, and I can't wait to watch this in the future when he's much older, and hopefully watch it with him as well so that he can see how much I am proud of him. Thank you so much for watching this video. Lots of love to you all, and thanks for being on this journey with us, and basically until next time, thanks so much. Bye.